Hi everyone, it's Sam from Made by Ireland and Inklings and the Kraken here in Australia. I just wanted to hop on and do a quick video about neoprene, and these are my little icy pole Zooper Dooper holders. Now, I did originally do this as a live video for my group over at Inklings in the Kraken Australia, but I forgot to download it and didn't realize that lives expired in 30 days. So here I am redoing it. So this is our little icy pole holder, Zooper Dooper. Now I have technically 4 different versions of this that I've done. Right now I can't find any of them. This is the only one I can find. So this is what I'm showing you guys for now as the tester, but let me explain what they are. So Zooper Doopers, ice stick holders, icy pole holders, whatever you guys want to call them. Different states have different names apparently. So this is one of them, the one that I can find. This is probably my least favorite one, so it's a bit annoying that this is the one that I can find. So this is one of the versions where it is open bottom and top, and so you can put it in and down. This measurement is different. This is one of my first prototypes and I've made it way too long, so don't worry, the one that we're making in this tutorial is not going to be this long. So that's what this is. The second version is closed at the bottom as well. So it's closed at the bottom, closed at the sides. So then when your Zooper Dooper goes in, if I can get it in, here we go, it can't come out the bottom. Okay, so that's the other version. That's the version that my kids tend to gravitate towards, which is why they're all missing. Now, some of you may have noticed this also has binding on the top and bottom edge. So you can also do this unbinded, okay? So if you wanted the quickest, absolute quickest way to make these, this version, open top and bottom, unbinded, then you're literally just sewing one line and you are done. You're literally cutting one rectangle, sewing the 2 long edges together, and you are done. And that is absolutely fine because neoprene doesn't, let me show you the underside. Neoprene doesn't fray. If anyone wants to do intense business and do this a lot, apparently you can get neoprene glue, which means that you can actually just glue those edges together. I believe, so I sew with a straight stitch machine. My machine doesn't have any fancy zigzag stitching or anything, so I literally just do a straight stitch, and there is a raw edge, but it doesn't bother the kids. It doesn't bother anyone that I've gifted these to. It doesn't bother anyone that I've sold these to. So I think this is the easiest, straightest, quickest way to do it. But I will show you them. So let's head over to the cutting mat. I'm going to cut these with you guys, but I'll also have the measurements somewhere, I hope. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, we're over here at my cutting table. So we're going to just start getting into it. So this is just some neoprene from my own company here in Australia, Inklings and the Kraken. This is one of my offcuts, which is why obviously you can see it's not printed nicely. We've got some floppy floppies, but this gives you a good idea as how neoprene is made. So you have a layer of fabric that is printed and then adhered onto the thick, beautiful neoprene. So hopefully, if you guys are buying from me, this is what you'll be getting, the nice stuff and none of this stuff. But it gives you an idea of what neoprene actually is. Okay, so let me get some cutting space and let's get this going. So I'm going to show you guys 2 different styles today, like I said. One where the bottom is enclosed, one where the bottom is open. And we're also going to, you can then choose to bind or not bind those raw edges too. So realistically, this is 2 different versions, well, 2 different types, I guess, and then 4 different finishes, depending on how you want to do it, whether you want it binded, unbinded. Yeah, anyway, long story short. So first of all, I'm going to cut the super easy one. So the 1 piece, circle, done. So that one we're going to do 5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just going to cut that by 4. And that's done. So if you are doing the one exactly like I showed you, where it has no bottom or top, this is all you're cutting. Okay. Now, if you wanted to do one where the bottom is closed in so that my kids like you and it's the type that they like, we're going to cut 5.5 inches tall by 2 1/4 inch wide. Okay. So what did I say? 5.5 by 2 1/4. 5.5, 2 1/4. Oh, I need scissors. Can't find my scissors. Okay, and then we need 2 pieces of that, okay? So 5.5, 2 1/4. Did I do that as 5.5 or 5 1/4? Yeah. Now, the height, this is one that I found works really well for me and my kids. So it doesn't have to be 5.5. You can do them longer, you can do them shorter. Like you saw with my other one that I showed you guys, my very first prototype, it was, I think that was done at 6.5 inches tall. So I have gone quite a bit shorter now on these ones, mainly because I've just found they work best for, for me. Okay, so there we have it. So if you are doing the one piece, you'll have one piece at 5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. If you are doing the 2 pieces so that you have a bottom that's also enclosed, you are doing 5.5 inches by 2 1/4 wide. Okay, now follow me over to the sewing machine and we'll get these sewn together. Okie dokie, so we're over at the sewing machine now. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly sew these up. Now, I'm going to start with this one, the 2-piece one. So if you want to do binding, you can just bind the top quickly. I like to do it now. So just quickly put the binding over the top and bind it. If you don't want to bind it, you don't have to. I may as well quickly bind it, show you guys how it's done. Now, the biggest thing with neoprene is your needle, okay? So I had a bit of touch and go trial and error to make it work. So for me, I tend to only sew with Microtech, is that what it is? Like the sharp needles. And I get a lot of problems with that. So I've changed my needle over to a universal, which genuinely still isn't the perfect choice. The possible best choice for neoprene is most likely going to be your stretch needles, okay? So, but have a play around if you've got different needle types and just see what works best. So I am just putting this binding over that top edge. So just sewing it down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Mine is obviously a vintage machine, so vintage machines apparently don't love neoprene as much either. That's what Google is telling me. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. But once I change that needle over to a universal, I no longer have skip stitches. So if you're having lots of skip stitches, try your needle, change your needle on your neoprene, okay? So once we've once we've added that binding on, this is what we're working with the 2 pieces. We're going to match them right sides together, and then we're going to sew along all 3 of those edges. So the side, the bottom, and come back around to the other side. Okie dokie, so let's get that sewn together. So 1/4 inch seam allowance, find your hump jumper if you have one, because obviously this is a big humpy jumpy start. Okay. That went too far. There we go. All done. Okie dokie. So once you've all sewn that all together, we're just going to cut off some of these loose threads. And then just realized I haven't actually singed these corners, which is fine. I like to trim this corner off in a triangle. Yes, binding and all. and then singe it. So then your binding is all singed and cleaned up as well. Now, if you don't cut that corner, that is absolutely fine too. Making sure you don't snip your stitches, of course. And then the bottom corner too. There we go. And then after that's all done, we then turn it right sides out. Now, if you wanted to trim some of these seams down, you can. You don't have to. I've not bothered, to be honest, most of the time. But if you want to, you can. And then you're just turning it outright. Again, you did not have to bind that top if you didn't want to. It works absolutely fine too without the binding. And then you're just turning it right side out. To be honest, this is the part that I give to the kids to do. Just like, here's your icy pole holder, turn it right side around so then you can use it for your icy poles. Okay. If you have chopsticks near you or anything that you can use to help you, please do that. There you go. There you go. And there you have it. One of the icy pole holders with the closed bottom, or done. So that's your first version. Now the other version, let me quickly show you guys. I'm actually going to cheat on that one and I'm not going to bind it just to make it extra quick to show you guys how quick it really is. So that's that piece. If you were to bind it, you're binding the top and the bottom now first. If you're not binding it like I am, close it up, right sides together, 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then right down to the bottom. Go. Now I just realized I skipped a couple of stitches. That's to do with the fact that I am not using the right type of needle. Like I said before, if you are skipping stitches, change your needles. Don't be stubborn like me. But that's how I roll. Okay, there we go. So that's all good. Now, because I didn't bind, I didn't have to clip or make sure that they really aligned that well, because if it didn't align that well, I just do that, cut it off to make it align better. If you did bind, you would have made sure that everything is all nice and lined up as you sewed. Now I'm just going to quickly cut those triangles off on those edges. Again, if you binded your top and bottom, now's the time to give it a quick singe. If you'd like to cut off some of that seam allowance, you can. You don't have to. And then you turn it right side out. There you go. So that is one line of stitches unbinded, where it can literally go up the top or the bottom. This is what it looks like if you decided to bind top and bottom and went a longer measurement. And then this one is where even the bottom is closed up, so the icy pole can't come up or down. You can choose to bind or not bind that top raw edge. And there's your quick little icy pole holders made with neoprene. I've made so many of these for my kids. It's actually kind of insane, but there you go. Really quick, easy project. Nice. If you're doing markets, Mother's Day stores, anything like that, these are fantastic, quick, easy makes. I believe you can use an overlocker to make these too. If you were just doing, actually, if you weren't binding any of them, use the overlocker. The reason I haven't tried using my overlocker is because my overlocker has white thread on it, and I am too poor and lazy to change all 4 threads over to black. Someone might tell me that I don't need all 4 of them to be black, but I'm scared of my overlocker, so that's where we're at. Okay, so there you go. And there you have it. Those are our icy pole holders. So we've made 2 of them today, binded and unbinded, with a bottom and without a bottom. So there you go. That's your quick, really quick neoprene makes for icy pole holders. That's it for me. I'm Sam from Made by Erland and Inklings and the Kraken here in Australia. If there's anything I can help with, please do reach out. But otherwise, that's it for me. I'll see you guys next time.